chat. Oh, chat. Oh, chat. So we got some Japanese and some American articles popping up regarding Endfield. And they got to play the current CBT that we haven't even played yet, meaning a lot of new information has come out. Not just in LA, but in China too. Yes, they played CBT too. They played CBT too. Somehow I've seen nothing. It just happened. Literally just happened. I saw 3 things and I went live. Chat. Chat. Yeah, they got their hands on the test that we're waiting for at the end of the month. Oh, and footage is being released too. Oh, we're gonna have a good time today. We're gonna have a good time today. Okay. You guys ready? You guys ready? We about to read through some articles. We gonna watch some gameplay. We about to consume, okay? We are about to consume, but before we begin, I gotta ask you guys straight up, which view do you want? Do you want to see your chat on the side, or do you want to have no chat? Which one? looking like you guys are catering towards the no chat. Okay, cool. All right. I'm not prepared for this because I admittedly knew that there was an event coming. I didn't know the extent of what was going to be shown. I didn't think so. I was informed that Lowlight would be there and there would be an interview. That's all I knew. There'd be an interview from Lowlight himself. I did not know that even more videos. You know what? I might actually try and hit him up and ask him if he's willing to talk to me. Should I do it, chat? Because I have contact with Guoba. You know what? I'm going to hit up Guoba now. Oh, he's not even online. Shit, he scheduled this. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and we're going to start off. All right, so we're going to start off by asking you guys, what do you prefer? Would you like to start with the articles or would you like to start with the videos? The videos are the juicy part. We're actually going to see the gameplay. We're actually going to see everything. What happened here? Renegade. A whole bunch of articles just came out about CBT2. There was an event in China and in LA that where people got to play the game, and in China exclusively, Lowlight was there and gave a massive interview. So there's a lot more information. Some content creators got to go and they're uploading gameplay. It's Endfield season early, man. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. Video first. Okay, we're gonna start with Guoba because I actually know to an extent Guoba, and I don't think he would care that I watch his shit. That I watch his shit on stream. So we're gonna start with Guoba first.
Here today, I'm very excited and honored to be.
Hold on, chat. Okay. We're gonna watch Guoba. So,
let's go to here. Today, I'm very excited and honored to.
By the way, Guoba, if you do have a problem with me doing this, let me know. I will cut this out of the stream. I can cut this out of the stream. So just let me know in the DMs. You were not available at the time. I reached out to you. I'm pretty sure you'll see the DM. So, so please, hopefully you don't mind. But if you do, let me know. I'll cut it out of the overall live stream. But I'm hype. I can't wait for you to respond, brother.
Be able to present my early access gameplay experience of the next beta of Arknights Endfield, a beta that is releasing on November 28. Last week, I got invited all the way across the world to an event where I met some wonderful people and even got to listen to Lowlight himself, and I got the opportunity to playtest the new beta. This beta has a lot of new changes, like new characters, a whole new map, and more like blueprints. I'm going to go through what the game is like for newcomers, my experience and thoughts, as well as new additions coming for the next beta test. By the way, if you want to watch Arknights Endfield content and guides,
he has a new channel.
Release come out, please go ahead and subscribe to my new channel, Guoba. For fans that don't know about Endfield already, it is a real-time RPG with strategic elements that is set in the Arknights universe on a moon called Talos-II, and it will release in early 2026 on PC, PS5, as well as iOS and Android. It also features a core gameplay theme of transforming the world with factories and other technology, which is really fun. The main character is the Endministrator, who is a mysterious character that has saved civilization many
I'm saving
times
my
on this
feedback
planet
for when we
already,
get into
but just like the original Arknights, we have
new
lost
stuff.
our memories. The 4 core pillars of this game are combat, the factory building, the story, and exploration. So how do these work, what do they already do well, and what did they add to improve each part? Combat is in real time and you have a team of 4 operators. 1 is on field, whilst the rest are all attacking at the same time. And you can activate their skills and ultimates at will, depending on your resources available, even if they're not the one you are currently playing at.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was working on a video. I'm going to scrap it now because there's no point. People have gotten their hands on the game and they're most likely going to have updated information from what I prepared.
There are different art statuses and effects, arts reactions, and physics-based interactions too. You'll be mixing and matching various operators to create super satisfying combos in order to defeat enemies. There is dodging, enemy ability cancelling, and more like stagger. I expect a lot of strategy in the future. I already encountered a ton of strategic elements, and have already thought up some awesome teams I will be trying when the beta properly launches. Some examples of stuff that you'll have to manage are your SP bar used for your skills, your ultimate gauge, elemental afflictions that can cause reactions, and certain conditions that allow you to activate a special type of skill called combo skills. But the combat is really smooth, and it's satisfying once you get the hang of it. The enemies are...
He answered. Hold on. I don't know if he's going to be down with doing like a last minute like hop on stream type of interview type thing, but all right. We're gonna hold off a little bit. We're waiting for him to answer.
Nicely, and it feels more like a team battle than anything else I've experienced. Now, speaking of combat, they added 9 new operators into the next beta test, and I got to check them all out. One cool part of this big batch is that they made all original 4 stars from the previous test into 5 stars, and then released a batch of simply designed but cool 4-star operators to help flesh out teams.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what my video is about because I'm gonna scrap it now. I'm 100% sure. So I was working on a video talking about every single one of these characters since the I was gonna talk about each one of these operators because they released their kits on Twitter, and I've like kind of tried to dissect them in the best chaotic way possible. And just kind of give my thoughts on each one of the characters, but as much as that video may still be kind of valuable, people have played the game now. Even though it's a small content creator group, I think I need to get like some actual information on how they work instead of assuming how they work based off of their information. So I'm going to gather a little bit more and then I will come back to this idea.
And just like the original Arknights, I think lower rarity operators will have a place. For example, Akakuri's high burst SP generation should be pretty powerful. My favorite of the new 9 characters though has to be Helapogas or Pogranichnik, who generates tons of SP for your team, especially if you consume a lot of vulnerable stacks, whilst also providing great damage and utility. He also just looks way too cool, feels very strong, and his ultimate summoning soldiers that smack enemies is awesome. Though I did like most of them. Fluorite, for instance.
That camera, man, I can't wait for this. And also, I do have notes from the actual articles. So I do have things that I specifically want to chime in and talk about. But we're just starting off with the video because that's just the most appealing part, right? Yeah, the quality is insane.
I love her design. And Last Right, a new 6-star, has a very satisfying burst playstyle. But then factory building, or the automated industrial complex, is another essential part of the game. You'll be managing several different areas of land that are all destined to produce goods that you will use in the game. That can be leveling materials, components to make the gear that you will equip on your characters, or more like healing consumables. It is such a cool way of implementing a crafting system. You have full flexibility on what you make. I just love the fact that you will build a factory in the actual environment that you can walk around, you can see from afar, and you know that it is there actually progressing your account forwards. You're changing your world. But crafting and placing technology isn't limited to factories only.
This looks
it can
so
also be used
clean.
in combat by installing defensive towers.
Look at the little data burst thing going on.
Traverse the map, and these are way too satisfying to use. In this new beta test, they've gone even further by separating factories by their regions and
estimated time short. First observation. Cistern Iridium slugs either live independently or in groups, depending on their local ecology or environment. What is this?
integrating exploration to allow you to build up regional currency that can expand your area.
Oh, this is the outpost thing.
More.
Okay.
You participate.
Oh, these are the missions for the outpost. Like the what's the word? Bounties?
In a stock market.
They reworked the UI
from your factory, and more is expected to be added. What's also cool is that factories fit the thematic of the region they're in. So the water-inspired Wuling region will have you focus on fluid factory systems to generate resources. Now, some people might struggle with these complex factory systems or not have the time to fully engage with its mechanics, so another major addition to the next beta is blueprints. I personally will be no-lifing the factory mode, but they added this system to help bridge the gap, and I know lots of people want to know how it works. First off, unfortunately in this test we could not add friends, so I don't know how player-shared blueprints will function, but I can at least explain how the developer-made blueprints will work. You will have to understand how the part you want a blueprint for works. You have to go through a tutorial and learn step by step what makes this part of your factory do what it does, and then build it yourself in this tutorial. Once that is complete, you can then use it as a blueprint. But they do.
Oh my god, I think they saved the blueprint thing. Oh my god, I think they saved the blueprint thing. You can't use it unless you do the tutorial.
Don't give you a fully built complete factory either, which means you'll still need knowledge of placing your various factory components together to create your desired production chain. But what about the heart of the game, the story? Well, the story so far is very engaging, and they have a lot of previous world building thanks to their original title. You do not need to play Arknights to understand the lore, as the exposition is excellent and the story is separate, but you'll understand elements of Endfield better and pick up on cool references you might not know otherwise. Also, some characters are eerily similar to OG operators, which is fun to see too, but the community will never stop letting you know when that happens because it is an exciting moment. Anyways, storytelling is done in many ways that I really enjoy, like nice and expressive scenes of your crew chatting, radio interfaces.
Oh, that was so clean.
Or super cool cutscenes used for big fights. The graphic polish in this game is insane. I love just
Are those
enjoying
rain
the
effects?
details put into it all, and seeing characters in the background emote, for example, it adds a lot to the experience. And the story has a bunch of new cutscenes and changes. Animations for operators are even more frequent, so everyone feels alive, and the dialogue is fun as you can choose between different options that change your reactions. And with the new region that is being debuted in this new beta test, you get to see how far they've come in terms of scene direction. Loads of new and interesting personalities, many more beautiful cutscenes, and a lot of cool new lore. And we have what I would say is our final pillar, exploration. And there are some more goodies I want to talk about after this section. But anyways, the world is so beautiful and diverse. You have a nice traditional futuristic first zone in Valley 4, which was present before, and you have a spaceship, but they also added a brand new area, Wuling.
Yo, quickly look at the Endfield channel picture, see a note posted. Huh? Nothing posted today. No, it's not. I already posted that, Afro. I posted it on my Twitter page. Everything that's coming out today is most likely not going to be a leak, so it's okay. If we do discover something's a leak, we're just going to ban them. Like we're not even going to give them any sympathy. All right? Today is filled with a whole bunch of new information. You're going to see a lot of new pictures and stuff. Just let things be for now. I'll do the extra research later.
Offers a traditional but also futuristic Chinese theme. We first ventured through a bamboo forest with moving bamboo that changed our path, rode across a stream with stunning views, and then arrived at this beautiful city. Nice dragon beans, by the way. The exploration can also be enhanced through placing ziplines, which adds an extra perspective when traversing the environments and leads to
Oh, I
stunning
see
shots
differences
like
already,
this.
man. I'm
Never
just
gets old. But an awesome thing they added to the already fun exploration was a shared facility system where players around the world can place things in their game and it can echo across to your own Talos-II for those who come after. So that could be handy ziplines to help move around, but something I love is these memo beacons that can tell you that a scary enemy is up ahead, or maybe you control your friend.
The stranding feature makes it to Endfield, brother. Oh, they went all in with the stranding stuff. They went all in with it. People can tell you when something is strong is up ahead.
Speaking of friends, though, something I love is being able to actually visit others in these games. And Endfield has introduced a social mechanic that lets you explore your friend's reception in their own ship and interact with things. Again, I couldn't test it because I had no friends, but I can't wait to. But there are a bunch of changes I didn't even put into the main sections that I love. My fellow CCs and I spent a long time, for example, testing out the new camera system, which needs more work but is still awesome and leads to some really gorgeous photos. I also used it for the video's thumbnail. There's also the addition of tags that operators have that can give you a better idea of their utility in combat. And there's also dodge that got improved to punish players that spam it and don't plan accordingly.
To punish players who spam it and don't plan accordingly. You heard that, chat? You heard that?
That's not even all, but you should see it for yourself in the beta or release. As you can tell, I'm genuinely super excited for this game and I really can't wait to play more of it. I wouldn't have made a new main channel for the game if I didn't believe in it, and thank you again to Gryphline for the invite. So if you are excited as well from today's video, be sure to register for the upcoming beta November 28. And if you don't get in, it's coming early 2026. I'll see you on Guoba for tons of Endfield content and streams, but thank you so much for watching and
Brother, Guoba ate with this one. I'm actually jealous. Okay. Bran also has a video, but I need the game now. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So there's a few notes to take away from this, right? So during this whole thing, he mentioned the blueprint section, and I honestly was thinking about skipping this. But he said something very important here. So you actually have to still do those tutorials. You still have to learn how the system works. You can't just get a shared blueprint and just use it. That's crazy good information. I mean, I chimed out. I chimed out. That's totally fine. I agree. I 100% agree. And the second thing that's most important, and we knew this was going to be a thing too, but now we get to see it in action.
The handy ziplines to help move around was something I love.
This is really cool. They're adding social elements to the game. And this is this very small thing right now. But I can see how players would help other players build their world out so they can get to surprises and stuff because of this. Just think about it, right? So let's say there's an item that people have discovered, YouTubers, whatever, have discovered in their world. And players are trying to figure out how to get to said item. Someone in my community or somewhere else finds out how to get to that item. If they add ways to point people in the right direction, so everyone can go ahead and do this and get to that same item, that would be sick. Couldn't get into Arknights, but I'm a fan. I'm not a fan of tower defense games, but I've always loved the story, so I can't wait for Endfield. Look, man, it's going to be a great time to be a part of this universe. Like, even if you're not familiar with what happens in the original game, you'll have a ton of content creators bringing those connections to you. So even if you don't know, there's going to be a lot of people who do read that story and tell you what took place. You may miss some details, but you're going to get the gist of it. Trust me. Combat, we already knew exactly how the combat was going to work. They limited the dodge so that you can't just spam the button. We already knew that, but it's good to hear it. It's good to hear it, man. So good to hear it. They've showed some of the new characters. See, I already knew she was going to be an SP unit because, like I said on Twitter, they've been showing the set of the kits for all of the new characters that they show off. And this character's unit, she has like a 3 burst SP ult. Her normal ability can generate SP as well, but it's her ult that's gonna make her shine because she does like 3 bursts of an SP gain. So let me see if she shows it.
Even if they're not the one you are currently playing.
Yeah, it only showed the 1 burst, but there's 3. So you're gonna have to blend throughout your entire team what you want to prioritize. You want to prioritize the SP gain, DPS, whatever the case may be, but you're gonna have to balance things out and make sure the characters all work well together. If you don't, even though the character may excel at something, you may not be able to fully realize the potential of a team. So this is cool to see, not just be told, but to see it. This is really sick. I'm so jealous of Guoba, man. I'm really hoping when he gets back to his computer, he'll be able to chat with me.
I was lucky enough to fly out to...
So now we're watching Bran's video. Same thing for Bran. I don't know Bran, but Bran, if you have a problem with me watching this on stream, send me a DM, brother. I will go ahead and nuke the section out of my stream. But the entire purpose of watching this is because we didn't experience this. I'm happy you did, and I want to see more. So let's go ahead and watch what Bran has to say. And then we'll get into the articles where I can give my opinions.
Endfield super early. Today I want to go over all of the changes from the first beta to see what's improved. And trust me, there's a lot of improvements. So for those of you that have been living under a rock, let me explain to you what Arknights Endfield is all about. Arknights Endfield is a real-time 3D RPG with strategic elements set in the Arknights universe. It combines real-time strategic team combat and immersive world exploration where players can also transform the world through faction factory building and regional development. It's honestly such a unique concept that I don't really see done too much, and it adds a lot of depth to the gameplay experience. There's been a lot of changes to this system, so keep that in mind. Players take on the role of the Endministrator to explore
I think he played the previous, he sounds like he did, but I think I actually saw something of him playing it. So he has some good experience in this. I'm not sure about Guoba. I don't know if he played the last test.
defend and expand humanity's frontier on the planet of Talos-II. Now that you know what Endfield
He got your Endfield shirt? You sent him an Endfield shirt? That one that he's wearing? That's fire.
About, let's get into my experience with the second beta test. So as you begin the game, you obviously get to decide which main character you want to play, the male or female Endministrator. Don't be too worried, you're not exactly locked to a specific choice here because every 24 hours you get to switch if you'd like. The introduction to the game shows you just how stylized these characters and cutscenes are, with a hell of a lot of expression, and the environment looks stunning. All of this is done in Unity as well, which absolutely blows my mind. They've really pushed Unity to its limits here. Throughout the intro to Arknights Endfield, you get introduced to the core gameplay mechanics such as ziplining and then the attack sequences. Now, the tutorial stage has been severely revamped since the first beta. It's much more intuitive, tells you exactly what to do in combat. Now, to attack in this game, you can either just continuously click or hold the attack button. And one of the biggest changes here is that now the dodge mechanic, if you get the perfect dodge timing down, you actually recover SP or skill points back, which allows for a much more rapid sense of combat, being able to use skills a lot more frequently. But not only that, the dodge timing is actually way more forgiving now. In the first beta, it was really difficult to time the dodges, but now it's more forgiving, but not too easy. It's the perfect balance, honestly. Another big change to the dodge mechanic is that previously in beta 1, if you were like halfway through a normal attack sequence, every time you dodge, it would reset that normal attack sequence. Now, if you dodge, you actually just continue where you left off with the normal attack sequence. So let's say you're 4 out of 5 hits in and you do a perfect dodge, then you can just finish with the end combo, which is...
I don't remember seeing this in the last test. Maybe I'm misremembering. But when it said cryo burst right here, I don't remember it doing that. I remember it just showing a symbol at the top. So this is kind of cool. Maybe it showed it on the side or something, but I don't remember it doing this.
Every time you dodge, it reset that normal attack sequence. Now, if you dodge, you actually just continue where you left off with the normal attack sequence. So let's say you're 4 out of 5 hits in and you do a perfect dodge, then you can just finish with the end combo, which is very strong and does a lot of stagger damage. The skills are very intuitive and so is the tutorial. It explains to you that you just need to use your skill points, and to use the skill, you press one of the numbers on your keyboard or corresponding button on the controller, either 1, 2, 3, or 4, based on which character skill you want to use. In the tutorial, you've only got the Endministrator, so obviously it's going to be 1. And for the ultimate, you just hold the button down when you've gathered enough energy for your ultimate. Now, even in endgame, the Endministrator seems really strong, to be honest. I love a game with a strong MC, and the intro to the game now really does a good job at outlining just how strong the main character is. Not only in combat, but also from a strategical standpoint. I mean, what...
Well, the main character's supposed to be strong. There's like a huge past that they're trying to figure out while also figuring out their powers as well.
What other MC do you know that can just summon massive artillery cannons to take down the enemies for you? The tutorial boss is actually incredibly well done, in my opinion. It is beautiful, with actually pretty challenging mechanics, but it teaches you dodge timings and how to kind of take note of enemies' super telegraphed attacks really easily. And this thing is humongous. It's a really good test to see if you've learned everything the tutorial put in front of you, and a testament to how good the rest of the game's combat actually is. It's also the introduction to being able to use more than one character, since you get a team of 4. Here's where you learn how to use multiple characters' skills, combo attacks, and things like that. Now,
giving a little bit more details about like the beginning of the game.
Enfield's combat. After fulfilling certain conditions, like finishing an attack combo, you can press E to then launch a combo attack with a different character. This usually does massive damage to the enemy's HP bar and also stagger meter, and it's incredibly fluid, and honestly, one of my favorite additions to Endfield combat. I think it makes the fights feel much more fast-paced and much more action-packed. Another really cool feature of Enfield's combat is whenever this big red circle's closing in on an enemy, you need to use a skill to interrupt it. This does huge stagger damage and interrupts the enemy's attack. Now, in terms of the story, I'm not going to go too much past the tutorial stage here because I want to avoid spoilers for those who do want to play it, but it does feel much more fleshed out than what I remember it being in the first beta. I feel like I got to understand Endministrator's struggles and why they're in the situation that they're currently in, and it showed a lot more depth to the other playable characters that you meet along the way.
That's good to hear.
Don't worry worry, I'm not spoiling a ton here. Beta 2 has a ton of content for you all to play if you manage to get in, from around 40 to 60 hours worth. It is jam-packed.
40 to 60 hours? 40 to 60 hours?
Now, not only does Arknights Endfield have a beautiful scenery with a beautiful cast of characters, but there's also some new characters that are in the beta too.
How long did we spend last time? I believe my experience with the last test when I completed the story had to be around 20 to 25 hours. I played a lot more, but 20 to 25 hours was what I expect from like the story. So I think I played probably about 50 hours. For me ain't fair though. I was playing it even though there was nothing to do. So
9 of them to be exact. Here's an entire list of all the characters in the game. The brand new 6-star characters are Ardelia and Last Rite.
oh my God.
Characters are Ardelia and Last
She's so cute, bro. I have to have her.
Rite, along with Pogranichnik. For 5-star characters, we've got Alesh, and then for 4 stars, we have Antal, who is one of my favorite designs in the game, I'm not gonna lie. Fluorite, Estella, Katja, and Akakuri. These characters are all pretty unique combat-wise, and I'll show you a little bit more of them later on in the video. Now, other than the story and the amazing character designs, what else is there to look forward to in Arknights Endfield? The combat I've already touched upon, but what I haven't touched upon is the incredible boss designs, literally and figuratively. The bosses look visually stunning, but the mechanics of these bosses are genuinely so cool.
It looks so cool, man.
Aglamorai, and I'm using Pogranichnik here on a level 80 boss. I wanted to challenge myself because I'd already fought it once, but just look at these movesets, man. There's certain attacks in this game where you really have to pay attention and learn them over time. It's not just a case of going in there and understanding what to do straight away.
Oh, they changed the way it looked.
It offers a new depth of challenge. And you can't just dash to dodge everything. Sometimes there's going to be attacks that are very telegraphed, where there's red circles on the ground that you clearly have to dodge out of. But then sometimes you're going to see bosses do things like this and fly up into the air, a big beam in the center, and when it gets to a certain strength, you got to jump to evade the ground damage. There's so many cool mechanics in the game like this, alongside just relentless assaults from the boss themselves. It gives a new take and a new spin on what difficulty in gacha combat really is. Let me just quickly go through and show you the character designs that are currently out in the Endfield Beta 2. So of course we have the Endministrator, we have Chen Chanyu, who's very cute and smiley, unlike her counterpart in Arknights. We have Wolfguard, who looks absolutely insane. Incredibly cool animations. Pogranichnik, which is one of my favorite new characters, to be honest.
I like
I
I like this tag based thing. I really like this tag based thing, telling you exactly what the character is best for. SP recovery and breach.
Absolutely awesome. Very much horse inspired. We have Last Rite, who has some incredible
damage dealer and cryo infliction, so she's good for those specific things. I'm pretty sure she's a little bit more well-rounded, but they're telling you in plain sight exactly what it's good for. I'm so happy they added this, man.
And a really slick outfit, and of course I love the Elfias. Ardelia summons this sheep. It's very cute, to be honest, but she's also a really cool character. She does deal a good amount of damage and also helps with a bit of heals too. Then we have Yvonne, Li Feng. A lot of these characters were out in Beta 1 as well. We have Gilberta, Ember, oh my goodness, Levitain, which honestly is one of my favorite design characters in the whole game. Alesh is again one of the brand new characters. We have Dapan, Snowshine, who, let me just tell you, I used her a lot, and she, I think, is going to be one of the best characters on release.
Yes, she's going to be one of the best characters on release, and you get her for free if, wait, hold on, message. So Guoba can't make it to his computer today. So we're hoping to discuss what he experienced at a later time. So I'm going to just wait it off just a little bit. But don't be surprised if you get a little stream later from me and Guoba.
in one of the hardest stages, and she's basically this tank. When you use her skill, she puts this like snowboard shield down in front of her that can pretty much parry every attack that hits it. And her character collaboration attack also heals your active character. I'm probably going to have her in every single team that I have when this game comes out. Then we have Aviwana. I know everyone's going to love this design. We have Jaihi, Arknight, Fluorite, a new reptilian-based character that uses a lot of cryo and nature. Then we have Estella.
That one's really interesting. Once again, this was going to be in my video, but she's an interesting case of being able to use both, use two different elements. She is nature and cryo. She can do nature and cryo inflictions, which is interesting, man. It's so interesting.
Nature. Then we have Estella, we have Katja, Akakuri, Antal, the brand new dragon-inspired 4-star, and I think they did him so much justice. Personally, favorite male character in the game, and just a bit of a nod to some of the weapons here. The design of the Kravenga is insane. And
wait, hold on. Oh, I thought they changed this. I was about to say the system's different, but it's the same. It's the same. It looks like you're still getting base like attributes from the weapon itself, and you're adding on to them using the essence. So that, yeah, it's the same. Yeah, that weapon does look fire though. That weapon looks fire.
and this never rest weapon really suits for Granite so well. So that's the tutorial, the combat, the character designs, and a little bit of the bosses covered already. I have to tell you about the brand new area of the Beta 2. This is Wuling City. It's Chinese inspired, but not just kind of traditional Chinese or mystical. It's also a lot of futuristic Arknights Endfield style.
Hey, Guoba, what's up, brother? Thank you for joining the stream.
The mixture of these two elements is honestly beautiful and really refreshing to see. And again, we just get so much brand new, beautiful scenery that is totally different from...
Thank you, Guoba, for making that video. We all enjoyed it here. And hopefully I'll be able to harass you for some information. We could do like a podcast or something if you're ever free. But I appreciate you, brother. That video was great.
Everything players have seen before. The characters look insanely cool, and from what I played of this, the storyline seems real solid too. I'm so excited to jump into this new area and see what it's all about. And now let me talk to you about something a little bit more specific. So in Arknights Endfield, there is a system called the Automated Industry Complex. It's basically a factory system that you use to build and transform the terrain and environment to power things like combat and exploration. You have full reign to transform the world through industrial growth and build and manage automated production lines. You can gather resources, leverage the regional development system to create a better homeland for humanity. It honestly goes so in depth that it is wild. However, a lot of people were kind of overwhelmed by this system, and the developers for Arknights...
I like how he changed the music. He's taking a different approach instead of just like talking about how people were over, like instead of making people feel a certain type of way, he just changed the music just to give you guys the idea of what he wants to say.
Endfield are very much aware of that, and they've implemented something that makes it a ton easier, and even somebody stupid like me can understand it almost entirely just based on this brand new addition, the blueprint system. So what did they do exactly? They added a way for you to basically go through a handhold tutorial about each and every aspect of this core game mode, and once you've completed said game mode, you unlock a blueprint to make it basically a one-click addition to your factory. Now, the main goal is basically to get your entire production line in order and every single block filled with something, which a lot of players do find very difficult, myself included. So how did they remedy this? They've actually added a really cool feature for the blueprint system. So if you figure something out that is perfect, you can save it as a blueprint. You can then share that blueprint with friends or online so that other people have a much easier time, which also means if you're struggling with it, you will be able to find other people's blueprints to basically just copy their ideas. This makes what could be a very overwhelming experience for a lot of people literally one of the easiest things in the game. It also adds a lot to the co-op experience because the more players get to work together, the better for the game community, in my opinion. And trust me, you're going to want to do the...
I had a friend that actually, I wasn't going to say this, but I feel like this might be the perfect time to say it because I don't want to address it. I feel there was a friend of mine, I'm not going to say who, that actually gave me a different perspective on the blueprint system. He told me that if I like Death Stranding, why don't I like the blueprint system? And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. And he's like, just think about it. The whole purpose is to rebuild. You need cooperation with others to rebuild. Blueprints and sharing them make sense with the overall goal. It may not be something that I want, but it makes sense. So he kind of made me think about this a little. I probably still won't use it, but it does make sense with the overall goal of what Endfield Industries is trying to accomplish. So, you know, I never was mad about it. I just kind of preferred building it myself, and I don't think that's been taken away from me. So I don't necessarily care. I think this feature might be good for some people. So we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. It could be fucking horrible, but we will see. I think it's a good perspective to have, that the whole purpose of sharing is the cooperation needed, and adding the features of placing notes down for other players also is a part of that same objective. So yeah.
These factories, they help out with the game a lot. So whether you want to showcase off your own talents and build your own factory, or just yoink somebody else's idea to make life easier, you can do either. Now, this second beta really did show me that Gryphline are here for the player base. They really do want to listen to the feedback and make really big improvements to the gameplay experience, and it's really kind of solidified a lot of trust between me and the developer here. Obviously, everything you just saw doesn't represent final quality of the game. It's still in beta, but I think it's a huge step in the right direction compared to what beta 1 was. The game feels really good.
I'm so jealous of you nerds. You and Guoba. I'm so jealous of both of you nerds, okay? Both of you guys got to play the game. You got to play the game early. I'm here foaming at the mouth in a corner, rocking as I'm waiting day by day for the game to release. Why weren't I invited? Look at Bran's numbers and then look at mine. Let's just be honest. Bran and Guoba are much more suited for promoting a game and introducing it to a much larger audience. I don't have that. So I can't be mad. I can be jealous, but I can't be mad, right? I will be rocking in the corner though. I wonder, right? I wonder if more people, do we have any more?
We're currently playing as.
That was Guoba's video still playing in the background. 9 months ago. Do we have anything recently uploaded? Guoba and Bran. Gamer Escape. I'm not going to say anything because jealousy is consuming me right now.
In the field is far more severe than our previous estimates.
Wait, is this the... No, this is beta 2. Wait, we got raw gameplay.
I actually hoped for a gentler reception than this.
Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Did you hear her voice? Did they hear our feedback chat?
The situation in the field is far more severe than our previous estimates. I actually hoped for a gentler reception than this.
She doesn't sound like a robot anymore, dude. Okay, I don't know this creator. I'm not going to watch all his stuff. We're going to go to Final Weapon because someone mentioned Final Weapon has gameplay. We got interviews to look over, so we need to make sure we do that soon. Can someone send me Final Weapons channel? Never mind.
When Arknights Endfield was first announced, I wasn't sure what to expect. The original Arknights carved out seemed like a bold step for the series.
Wait, is this just another review? No, I wanted to see the raw gameplay.
In particular stood out.
We just saw two videos on actual like reviews. Ah, man, I'd hate to watch this channel and I don't really even know this person, and then they don't like the fact that I did this. Hold on, let me just find something and make sure. We're gonna watch a small section of it. It looks so much smoother than it did before, though.
We need to break through here ASAP. Time to adopt team combat tech.
Brother, her voice. There's a preview from DualShocker. Is it a review? I have the DualShocker review up, like their actual thing. We're gonna read through this soon, but do they have like a video? Okay, it's just this. Okay. Did the graphics get better, or is it just me? The graphics got better. There was already rain in the game. You can now see, if you pay attention just a little bit, you can see the rain in much greater detail. The reflections are reflecting.
We need to break through here ASAP. Time to adopt team combat tech.
It just looks overall smoother. They implemented some of the tutorial here, which I don't think they did before.
Dix Entman. Here's our chance. Seize the chance to press the attack.
Yo, her voice. They fixed the problem I had with her voice. We're not gonna watch this whole thing. I'm gonna encourage you guys to go watch this person's video because I don't know this content creator and I do not want them mad at me for showing their shit. If they're a review website, wait, are they a review website? Because then it's fair. If it's just an individual creator, though, I don't want to take away from any views. It's a review website. Okay, never mind.
Strikes are more effective when we coordinate. Let's take down these enemies together.
These bitches are tankier. Even at level 1, or at the beginning of the game, they weren't this tanky before.
Here's our chance. Here's our chance.
He doesn't use skills. I didn't at the beginning either. They're easy to clap. Okay, yeah, they had this before, the quick crafting that you can do pretty much anywhere, right?
Landsbreakers, what are they doing here?
This is new. This part is new. Oh, it's the same location, but they added new parts to it. Whoever made that comment about the skills, the horned rat, I think you hit oh my God, words. Never mind, the analogy left me. But basically what I was going to say is I think what you said makes sense now, because once he became vulnerable, he became easier to kill. Nail on the head. Thank you. Fucking shit. Dark Vixen. Thank you. You're appreciated. My brain doesn't work when I'm excited. And when I'm not excited. I guess my brain doesn't work.
Look there, Endman. We must act now.
I, Talos, Supervisor Perlica, the anchor. Take out
This
the
is
anchor.
this is the same. Yeah, this is the same scene. They just changed it up a little bit. Key not found. Oh, that's a glitch. That's a mistake. That's not supposed to be there. Okay. It teaches you here. Did it do that before? About the red circle? Was it here? I don't recall. They do? Okay. Ah, they added the stacks over here too. See, you see the little half connected circle? You're only able to put 4 stacks of an element now. So these are 2 stacks. She's done it twice. The second stack created an arts burst. Now, if you do another stack and you do another element, you can do something completely different. But you're able to stack up to 4 times on one element. So they added the stack, being able to see how many stacks up in this corner instead of it just being the circle. Yeah, see, there's 3 now. That's fire. What's up, Chin? How you doing, Happy Dragon?
Special Operator Chen. Am I the first to arrive or what?
Yo, I'm geeking right now. I am freaking geeking. That was this is from Gamer Escape's channel, so if you guys want to go and check them out, you can go and see their content. Okay, so 20 minutes ago from Gamer Escape. This was 7 days ago, 4 days ago. So far, these are the only creators who have uploaded anything. 1 hour ago, 30 minutes ago, 1 hour ago. Yeah, that's it. So this was super limited. What's up, Arma? All right, so we've looked at all the gameplay, right? So now we're going to go and dive into the actual reviews, because there was a few things that I saw here. For those who don't want to be here for the entire review, I do have notes so I can sum it up for you guys on what we can expect here. So this is, I think, a combination of multiple interviews. So the first draft for Endfield began in 2017. That, remember, Arknights released globally, I believe it's 2017. No, global was 2020. So they started their first draft before it even released globally. So they've been working on Endfield technically since 2020. New operator guide hurdle. So yeah. New ways to tell stories in 3D ways. So they've been struggling with finding new ways to tell stories in a 3D landscape. So that's what's taken them the most time. Wuling City in detail. So they showed off Wuling City. Perlica was born from Lowlight's dream. Don't know what that means. And Chin was the first character design. That version of Chin that we saw in black and white. This one, this version of Chen. Okay. Are we going to see the picture that I was just clicking on? Yeah. This version of Chen right here. This was their her first design. Currently the single player mode is the priority, but we've been considering adding some non-real-time interactions between players, you know, the stuff that we've been seeing in the video. We are exploring the possibility of allowing friends to build factories together in the future. I would 100% invite that. Working with your friends to do it, that would be sick. New combat features and new maps are being developed following the public beta following release. Public beta in China is release. And there are currently no plans for skins, but we will begin considering them when the time is right in the future. I don't believe that, to be honest. I don't believe that they're not working on skins at all. They have to have some sort of concept, right? All right. So we're gonna go. Which one should I do first? This one had all the cool images in it, so we're gonna do this one, and then we'll go back to Dual Shockers, right? On November 10th, 2015, Hypergriff held a media presentation in Shanghai, China. This is the one that was in China, all right? Regarding beta test 2 for Arknights Endfield, coming to PC, PS5, iOS, and Android, which will begin on November 28th. Can't wait. This article summarizes the demo of the latest build at the held at the venue, as well as a public interview and Q&A session with producer Yumineko, and level designer Rua. Rua, is it? I believe they have. I'm not going to look on Twitter, but I think they also have their own. Oh, Yumineko is Lowlight. Got it. Thank you. Lowlight and Rua. Okay. Oh, that is the level designer. Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you. Oh, I could have gotten that answer right here. Because it says left is Rua and right is Yumineko. So I would have been able to tell that was Lowlight if I just read that. Screenshots are from the PC version. Due to recording settings in the venue, some images may be noisy. Thank you for your understanding. Noisy, staticky, whatever you want to call them, blurry. About the connection to the previous work and the theme of this work, connection to Arknights, the original game. First, he was asked how Arknights and Arknights Endfield are related. Lowlight said the idea for Arknights already existed in 2017 when Arknights was being conceived. He explained in order to provide both games as operational games at the time, they are separated by a large timeline. The story has a backstory and many plot twists. Knowledge of the previous game is not required, but those who do enjoy discovering the many will enjoy discovering the many connections. So, like I said, it's not a requirement to know the backstory of Arknights, the original game. But the players who are taking in the story will have a massive reward in terms of story. I like that they confirmed that there. Reason for choosing factory as a theme. Lowlight was asked why he chose factory, a symbolic element of this game as a concept. Lowlight explained that he is a fan of factory games. After that, he began planning how to naturally incorporate factory elements into an anime-style science fiction. Because he's a nerd. But he recalled that it was quite difficult and took nearly a year to complete. Just for the concept, it took nearly a year. Sorry, when I talk fast, I start burping a lot. Furthermore, there were almost no precedents for factory management games, and it was difficult to figure out how to make them coexist with factory simulation. After much trial and error, the first teaser video was released to the public in 2022. And then they got 2 pictures. Oh man, I can't wait. Event. Okay, so they already got events in here too. That's fire. I wonder what it is. And then this image here. Wait, we couldn't see this far into, not in this much detail in the past. I'm gonna have to look at my old footage because this looks like a new area or something. Or they just added more detail to it so you can see into the distance. Furthermore, I already read that. Rue expanded on the strengths of factory games themselves, citing their large player base and the ability to create something unique and personal through experience like base construction and line design. He also cited the sandbox-like freedom that allows players to easily share the game on social media. The social aspects are absolutely going to take precedent here. Yeah, this is the most important part of the game in the future. It's going to be the social elements. Like Lowlight, he added that focusing on factories is rare for a long-term title and that he feels it represents a new concept. Now the interview before makes a little bit more sense. Making something that's uniquely yours. Yeah, this makes a little bit more sense now. Valley 4 got updated too, not just Wulin. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Hopefully you guys can still see that. Immersion created by 4 operators fighting simultaneously on the screen. This title's appeal extends beyond the factory elements as well as combat content. We'll explain that the format of up to 4 operators fighting in real time on the same screen is quite rare for a long-term title, especially for a mobile game. Fighting with multiple characters simultaneously allows players to naturally experience a sense of teamwork and cooperation, providing a sense of realism and immersion as they overcome challenges together. Yeah. I'm gonna be glazing this game so hard, bro. Furthermore, they're aiming for a high level of strategy. The concept has not been deviated from. They are aiming, meaning in the future, they are aiming for a high level of strategy, similar to a card game. There are a huge number of options. Stacking abnormal effects, such as art abnormalities and physical abnormalities, will be particularly important. They continued saying they want players to enjoy creating their own formations, using their individuality and freedom or free imagination, regardless of rarity of their operators. So remember, the 5 operators that they just introduced, the low rarity ones, they're supposed to fit into various different types of parties, fulfilling different goals. So it looks like everyone will be viable. It's just depending on what you're trying to do with your team, how viable, right? New additions and changes. The live broadcast on October 31st revealed a significant amount of new content and improvements for Beta Test 2. There are a variety of changes, both large and small, including improvements to the story and tutorial. The addition of a new map, Wuling, and 9 new operators. Even though it's been less than a year since the last beta test, there's a lot to cover. Okay, and they took pictures for us too. It's the camera system that we just saw, and it looks like this is all captured on that camera system. The blur in the background looks great too. It's crazy how they added the beans. And they have the menus with each one of the characters. I wish there was a way I could just press next instead of having to leave. They didn't do too much changing of the UI. The UI looks pretty much the same. Yeah, it looks pretty much the same. So I guess it's safe to say that the previous test, they had completed their goal in making a UI that is easy to understand. Whoa, level 99? Yeah, they completed their goal of creating a UI that they really did enjoy making. UI is already cool. They don't need to change. Yeah, I agree. They did a really good job with making the UI look very immersive, unique. Kyle uploaded a video with a bunch of bosses from Beta 2. Do I want to watch that though? Do I want to watch? I'm not going to watch this one. You guys can go watch this one if you want. I think they're the same bosses as before. It looks like they're the same bosses. But I think I want to preserve the excitement for myself. Yeah. It's spoiler for a new boss, I believe. Yeah, you guys can go and watch that one. I'm going to preserve the excitement for myself. This is the tutorial for each one of the characters. Seems like a bunch of upgraded models as well. Okay, yeah. Enjoy that. Enjoy it for me. I'm going to wait until the beta comes out so that there's still something to be excited about once I get there. It's a large volume of 50 to 60 hours, but pace is good and it's clear what you should do. When asked the amount of content this time, Lola explained that it's about 50 to 60 hours. The experience flow has been significantly revised, including the scope of the previous test, and improvements have been made to make it more immersive. The story direction has been completely revised, and many cutscenes have also been added. They knew. Rua added that the game has also been redesigned to allow for a natural transition between story and combat without any interruptions. It's sandbox style rather than open world, with a natural linear design. You hear that, guys? It's not an open world game. It's not an open world game. Okay? It's not an open world game. Being able to go anywhere isn't necessarily a good experience for all players. Some players will drop out because they don't know what to do. By creating a potential guide, players can naturally progress forward. Even the tutorial isn't about clearing out obstacles, but rather defeating the landbreaker that stands in their way. However, there are also elements like treasure chests on the other side of a fence, forcing players to think for themselves on how to get there. The map's density has been increased to create an interesting experience that goes beyond a simple linear path. And here we go, seeing that multiplayer looking thing from Death Stranding. So what does it call it? Like semi-open world? No, it's linear. He just said it's like a sandbox linear. It's a sandbox style rather than open world. Like there isn't that much openness. If you go and look at any of the old footage, it is open enough to still find new things in that world, but it is not an open world game. When you say open world game, I'm thinking a massive world where there are no bounds stopping you from getting from point A to point B. There are bounds between areas in this. When you go from Valley 4, or is it Valley 4 or Valley 6? If you go from Valley 6 to the new map, there's going to be a loading screen. They're separated. They're not in one massive world, right? If we go and look at some Genshin footage, you're going to have to go and there's not many loading screens in that open area, just when you're going into buildings and stuff. So it's not an open world game per se. Semi-open, I guess that's fair to call it that, but I don't think open world is the right way to explain it. I think sandbox style is probably perfect with natural linear design. Yeah, that's probably perfect. However, there are also elements like treasure chests on the other side of the fence, forcing players to think for the. Yeah, I just read that. Large instant sandbox. That's also a good one. It is a large, constrained world. An evolution from 2D ADV. What is ADV? The difficulty of presenting a story in 3D. Advanced? I don't think it would be advanced because I don't think that's advanced. Advanced isn't a format. The previous game had a story in 2D illustrated ADV format. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna look that up. That's new to me. But this game has many scenes that use 3D. Lowlight explained that once a 3D scene is created, it is difficult to correct it. Even a small correction would mean having to recreate most of it, which was difficult. Yeah, this is most likely where they struggled the most because they're going from that format of just having a PNG on the screen, some sound effects, some effects, and then moving with another PNG on the screen. Like, it's very simple to put images on a screen and have them shake and stuff compared to creating entire environments and having the models move the way that they should. Like, that's a lot of work. So this is probably where they struggled the most and why it took them so long to get this off the ground. In addition, in order to achieve the atmosphere of Arknights that combines realism with an anime style feel, the company conducted repeated tests internally and created a new framework. So I'm pretty sure every single time people are sending me images, man. Oh, I haven't seen these. Are you in here? Am I allowed to show these? I need to make sure these, I haven't seen these anywhere. Yes, Korean media post. Okay, cool. Thank you, Vulcan. Hold on, chat. I have to remove them from our conversation because I got to be very careful with what we share. We do a lot of speculation, so I'm just being very careful. Yep. Okay. Discord. Oh, that's a lot of stuff I ain't seen, bro. Hide your screen if necessary. Yeah. I'm going to save the images first and then close Discord. Actually, can I just open? Yeah, I can just open them. That's great. Okay, I love Discord for that. Why are they so small? Yo, that picture of the new character, yo. I just wish it was in higher quality so I can make it a wallpaper. Hold on, chat. Almost done. Is that it? I'm looking at my phone. If there's more, just let me know. All right. So it's hard to see some of these. But this is a new enemy that we've never seen before. It's very hard to see. I'm so sorry. It's really small. Can I make it bigger at any? It's just getting blurry. That's a new enemy. We've already seen this one. This is a beautiful picture, but this one I want as a wallpaper. I want this one as a wallpaper, bro. And then there's this. This looks like the profile screen. This looks like the profile screen. So you'll be able to unlock different images. That's from Full Pots. Oh, that's fire. Dusk but shoe. I don't see the combination. What do you mean, dusk but shoe? But yeah, they have this. I know Kyle's uploading videos. I'm scared to watch it because I don't want to see a new boss. Is he uploading anything else? No, it's the same video. I don't want to see anything that I might get really excited for, you know, and then not experience it for the first time in the beta itself. Time to flex our medals. They did say they're still aiming for a high degree of strategy, so we could possibly see a lot of strategy stuff later, man. Like, did you not get access on beta 2? They haven't rolled out like permission to people yet, so I don't know if I got access. I'm assuming that I'll be fine, but I could be very wrong. So I might end up disappointed at the end of the month, but right now I'm just still like, I know nobody's been invited just yet. So you know what I mean? I'm not really bugging out. I see a Tallulah lookalike rolling around. You mean this? This is the image you're talking about, Mo? Yeah. Let me get there, okay? I know you're excited. I'm excited too. Let me get there. Create a new framework. Lowlight explained, regarding the newly added area Wuling, a water city that blends tradition and modernity. I've never heard that word before. Lowlight explained that it is a map with an Oriental worldview, while noting that the Oriental world tends to bring to mind images of something traditional or old-fashioned. He said that this time the concept is a futuristic Oriental world. That's unique. Look, Lowlight, I know you're not watching my stream, but I know someone over there will relay this to you somehow, some way. I want to be able to collect beans, bro. In my little friend hub thing, I want to be able to have little beans. You know what I'm saying? Like, that I can collect and put up little toy statues of characters, maybe from the original game. You know what I'm saying? Put it in the game so we can bean conquest. Yes, just like Alpha said. You see it, chat's right there. Alpha said it himself. The chat's agreeing with me. We want to be able to collect beans, bro. We don't just want to see them on top of the building. That's fire. Don't get me wrong, that's fire. But we want to be able to collect some beans. You know how you have the beans in the live streams that are just roaming around? Have an event where if you're paying attention to specific things, you can collect a bean that you can keep and collect in your base. If you see that in the game chat, you guys better come back and give me my credit. You guys better come back and give me my credit. I'm begging for some way to collect beans in the game. That'd be fire. Maybe for the Dusk Bean, they have her roaming around in around a specific mission, and you have to collect like 5 of them in order to collect them. Bro. Devs, I did your job for you, and I just put it in the game. Just put it in the game. Beans hiding in the paintings. Look at the chat. Look at the chat. They're agreeing with me. They want this too. Here's your Tallulah lookalike. Where is my video of the I have a short showing the old design for her. Let me see if
Endfield.
Nah, that's not the same character. This is someone else. This is someone else. Everything is different about this character. So I wonder who she is. I mean, I know her name, but I mean, I wonder like who she is. You know what I mean? Her too. Please be playable. You look like my type of character. Maybe have a grudge against Chen for some reason. I don't know. I'm making shit up. Oh my God. Oh. Thank you, Vulcan. Raw gameplay in 4K. All right, let me close Discord before I make a mistake. I've made too many mistakes. I had to delete videos. 36 minutes, baby.
발소리가 들렸어요, 선배.
She's so cute, bro. She's so damn cute. Oh, the details that just popped up. Yo, okay. Oh my God. How much time did you spend on just her? Okay, I was about to say. Oh, they just changed the icons for the material. I was about to say, that's new. Okay, this is the same. This is the same. New equipment for the new region. I'll go through and translate some of these abilities later. The buy is contagious. Oh, this is for dupes. I don't think this was in the beta. Was it? Yeah, it's Max Pot. Whoever guessed that earlier. Yo, they added a subtle background blur. Immersive view, okay. Oh, it's so clean. It's so clean. Yeah, my internet might be fighting back for a little bit. Just give it a second. I really hope that dupes are not that important in this game. Dupes are as important as you make it. I guarantee you that you'll be able to have a viable character with just the original copy, just like any other gacha game. Dupes make characters stronger, yes, but Do you need them? No. If you want that cosmetic though, if you want that cosmetic though, that's a different conversation. We don't talk about that game, Magia. Oh, that was cute. Oh, I thought she was gonna ride it. I was about to say, that's it. That's it. Okay, that's her supportability. I believe those work as like buffs, right? It homes in on the enemy. That's cool. Yeah, those have to be buffs because you collect on them. I thought the sheeps were landmines. Nah, she was picking them up. What are you trying to do? My internet's fighting against me right now. It's because I'm streaming. I can normally watch this just fine. We'll go down to 1440p.
선배는 하고 싶은 대로 하시면 돼요. 제가 온 힘을 다해 도와드릴게요.
전장은 잘못을 용납하지 않습니다. 우리는 끊임없이 스스로를 단련해야 합니다.
Why the VA sound so cute? This is just the Korean one too. Japanese, English. She better be cute in all of them. Yalafe, I mean, she's already, you know what I'm saying? Classic AK problem of being able to pick. Yeah, true. Yeah, they changed the icons for the level up materials. Oh, that weapon is clean. Hold on, no. That's clean. That's the same weapon too. It's like reflecting off of specific parts of it too. Yo, they did work on these weapons. New gear set, I think. Unless they just made it look different. It's probably one of the old ones. I'll send it after we're done. Yeah, this is the part that players are gonna sink into that I want that card for my profile and try to get the max pots just for that. Watch. Watch. God, the sounds, yeah. I'll put the link in the chat after this. It's a completely different computer, so I gotta pull up the chat and stuff. Did they change her moveset? I feel like coming up with strategies is gonna be so fun, bro. It's gonna be so fun. Yep.
언제든지 명령만 내려주십시오.
선배가 함께 해주신다면 훨씬 마음이 놓일 것 같아요. 나 하나면 충분해.
I think someone just gave you the watch link if you know how to use that.
난 생각대로 이래라 저래라 하는 녀석이 싫어. 다행히 넌 아니네.
Okay, I was gonna skip this, but she also did change to a striker, right? So yeah, I want to see how she plays now that a lot of her has changed. Pink purse. Later, Steven. Show us the blade. Let's see if you made any changes to her blade too. I think that's the same one. What is that set or that body set? Okay, so he's going through each one of the characters, I think. Okay, so we'll skip Gilberta after this. Put in a combat scenario. Come on, what's going on with the internet today? Too many frames for your internet. Okay, are you gonna show us like an actual combat? Yeah, okay. Teach you. What were those stacks? Were those... Wait. Was that just burning? What was that? That's like burning, I think.
이번 작전이 기억할 만한 가치가 있어야 할 텐데.
Okay. So we're gonna skip Gilberta because she's gonna be the same, and we're gonna go straight to Elega. Bro, he looks so dope. He looks so dope. Bro is spiffy. Bro is spiffy. That's an old set. The knife is new. I wonder if they have a lot of build diversity in terms of like what you like, how you build the character itself. The passives. Okay, let's skip a little bit so we can get to seeing how he... We've already seen his combat, but it'd still be nice to see him in a combat scenario too. The dash forward and dash back is fire. See, Alpha, I think there'll probably be multiple builds for the characters. I'm assuming, based off of things that they've said, that there will be like multiple builds for them based off of what your priority is for the character. Yes, he's an SP generator, but it does look like he has a lot of like potential for doing really good damage as well. He's so freaking like busted looking. He may not be busted, but he's so busted looking. (3D) Shield Knights in 2026.
대기 위치에 도착했네.
Okay, we're gonna get last right next. We're gonna skip the UI stuff. We've already seen a bit of it in the previous videos. We're gonna go straight to the combat section. I love how the weapons are like actually showing on the characters too. I get to flex my weapons. Oh. That is just so cool. Okay, we've already seen Yvonne. They didn't show her playing any different. We've already seen him. And then there's Administrator. So we've seen all of these now. I'm so jealous of everyone that got to go play this early, dude. Okay. Okay. That channel's okay. The robot voice sounded like Subnautical. Patience? What is that? I don't know what that is. Okay. We got to survive 17 more days. Oh, man. This is going to be the hardest 17 days of my life. Okay, Kyle's already uploaded something. This is Bran's video. We already saw that. There it is. Yeah, these are all old videos. Dude, Kyle. Spoiler alert. See that? I'm glad I didn't click that video. I'm glad I didn't click it. I'm glad I didn't click it. But back to this article, man. We're still talking about the new area. While it is a fortress city built on a rift, it also has an academic aspect. Many members of the development team are graduates of China's Academy of Art, and the map apparently incorporates a lot of Chinese culture. Water is a key point for both movement and industry. Oh, this is an interesting image. Rua explained Wuling from the perspective of game design. First, as an overall premise, he said that the emphasis is on linking gameplay and content. Wuling is an area rich in water and nature, and you can use water to solve areas where you can't proceed due to differences in elevation, or to create and use water-based energy called breath. That could be a correct translation or a wrong one. We don't know. Water plays an important role in both the industrial system and exploration. Yeah, okay. I'm starting to understand the blueprint thing now. Because the blueprints aren't going to be able to get you through all of this. Like, you're still going to have to interact with this system. Like, the information is making more sense now. Water is pumped up, then released into another location to rise the water level and create a road. Breath can be used for energy and purification. In addition to the addition of Wuling, a regional currency that can strengthen the facilities and in that region and a transportation system between regions has also been added. When we were asked if it would be difficult even for beginners, to easily create the automated production line in the industrial system, Rua replied that the development team is still working on trial and error. So they're still working on it, admittedly. People are just nerds. Also, she's replying to you. Therefore, a new blueprint system has been introduced this time, allowing you to quickly set up production lines. Even large-scale, complex projects can be easily tried out with just the blueprint. And then they show images of it. We've seen what it looks like. Additionally, it is possible to create, copy and paste lines that have already been placed and share them on social media. Other features implemented include message beacons and a photo taking function and a medal system. Medals can be displayed in your own room, and you can also visit your friends' reception rooms. Story behind the birth of Prilica and Chen. This is what I was talking about when I was talking about my notes. There was also a question about how the game's characters, including Prilica, the inspector who supports the protagonist were created. Lowlight explained that the inspiration for Perlica came from a dream. He had one day. Oh, damn. Reading is horrible for me. Perlica came from a dream he had one day of a girl riding on a motorcycle across the desert. He shared the image from his dream with his team, and the character Perlica was born. She's so cute, man. I'm glad they added personality to her voice again, because she was sounding so robotic before. I'm so glad they changed that. However, it wasn't Perlica who was first created for this game, but her partner Chin Sen-yu. That's not her last name in the English one, but you know what I mean. She was designed as a descendant of the Chin family from the previous game, and there was also a desire to somehow make her smile, as she was often sullen. Look at the quality of this image, bro. They making these characters look so good. Because the setting was created at an early stage, many things have changed since the beginning, but it seems that the original idea has not changed. So the clothing and stuff has changed, but yeah, she does look like a happy dragon, like they said. 3D character expression. Regarding the changes in terms of visuals, Lowlight said that in this work, they attempted to the inherent contradiction of recreating 2D in a 3D anime style 2D, recreating 2D in a realistic anime style 3D. Yeah, this is just translation problem. It makes sense, but that could have been worded better. As a result, they arrived at a combination of PBR, physically based rendering. I thought it was physics-based rendering. And NPR, non-photorealistic rendering, that gives a 3D look a bit like hand-drawn art. The impression changes depending on how the light hits it and the materials used. I wonder if they changed how. It's physics. That was a translation error. I thought so. Thank you. I was sitting there like, I've never heard of that before. Physically, it has to be physics. Yeah, I hope they made this boss fit in this type of game now, because he was originally created with a slower game style in mind, but it didn't translate well in the last beta. He was really easy in comparison to the first one. So I hope they did something to make it a little bit more punchy, I guess. And add a little bit of difficulty to that boss, trying to figure out how they play. But even if they didn't, right? Even if they didn't, let's play devil's advocate here. Even if they didn't, there's a lot of room for them to grow in terms of boss design as the game continues to be developed. I think we're really going to see the shine of everything. This is the beta, the release of the game is going to be great, but the version 1.1 and 1.2 and 1.3 are going to be the ones that actually show us like the changes that they've made to the game, or the improvements that they made to the game, because there's going to be new bosses, possibly new mechanics in terms of base building. There's so much that they can do here. So much that they can do here to make this game stand out for a long time. There's already an idea that no one else has touched. Remember, it baits you into a meteor move. I mean, it's not really baiting you. It jumps into the air, it shoots down meteors, and you just have to go and step into one of the things that protect you. That was new, but that wasn't like, that didn't change the difficulty of the entire thing, right? I'm looking for difficulty. Other players may not be looking for that, but I'm hoping that the things that I want it to be complex, right? I want there to be some complexity there. I want to have to figure out how the bosses are supposed to be defeated instead of just going in and wiping them out. I know that's more me than the majority, but at the same time, that's what made me fall in love with Arknights. So I'm hoping they kept that in spirit, right? It doesn't have to play like Arknights. It just has to have that same spirit of challenging the player, making sure they know the mechanics and stuff. To enhance the sense of immersion, Lowlight adopted the methods of high-quality AAA titles. The art and technical teams worked together to ensure all elements flowed smoothly, even paying close attention to the way characters sat and by their standby movements. Technical challenges. This is Hypergriff's first large-scale 3D game and is scheduled for a simultaneous worldwide release. I'm so happy they're doing this. This is such a smart freaking thing to do. You want everyone to be in sync so that when your story starts to get really, really good, one region isn't getting that good story and the other region is getting spoiled as they wait for that version of the game to come to their region. So this is so smart. This is so great. Rua reflected on the technical challenges, displaying 4 operators and numerous enemies on the same screen as a particular challenge, using highly detailed models. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. 80K, 100K, 40 to 50K on mobile. CPU and GPU optimization was essential, and the project presented a series of challenges, including rebuilding Unity's underlying technology. Remember, they have a highly edited version of Unity. So you're saying my phone will melt? If it's an old phone, possibly. If it's an old phone, possibly. 2B's ass had more polygons. Oh, shut up. Shut up, Baki. Hey, bro. Furthermore, the simultaneous worldwide release involved pre-recording voice actors for each language at the storyboard stage and localizing the characters to convey their individuality in accordance with the language and culture, which was a huge amount of work and led to significant growth for the development team. These challenges are what the team is focusing on, so they can continue to provide service for the world of Arknights Endfield for many years to come. Okay, so I've already read some of this. Some of this is translated bad, so I'm just letting you know that now. Can people who haven't played Arknights enjoy this game? Absolutely not. It's absolutely. I don't know where the not came from. We want everyone, both new and existing players, to enjoy the game, and we want to build a community together with everyone. We've provided ample guides so that even those who haven't played Arknights can easily immerse themselves in the world. Of course, there are some things that existing players will be familiar with, but they're generally quite minimal. While experience with factory games may make a difference, we provided extensive guides so that everyone can enjoy the game from start from the same starting line. Rua. Even people who aren't familiar with the previous game can enjoy this one. Those who want to learn more about the game's deeper worldview and Easter eggs may be inspired to play the previous game after playing this one. See? The benefit of already playing it is going to be there. Social elements have been added, but will multiplayer be implemented? Lowlight. We have the philosophy. Yeah, we have the philosophy of meeting the diverse needs of our players, but we fundamentally prioritize single-player mode. We included some social elements in Arknights, but with this game, we're prioritizing social interaction through the gameplay experience. Social elements have nothing to do with revenue. You guys hear that? You guys hear that? You guys hear that? Say it all the way for the people in the back. For the people in the back. Social elements have nothing to do with revenue, but we hope people will enjoy it. Also, even if we implement multiplayer, we don't intend for it to be mandatory. Rua. We've been primarily developing single-player titles for a long time. Social elements are kept light, so even players who aren't comfortable with PvP can enjoy the game. We're considering adding the ability to cooperate and build with friends in the future, but there are no short-term plans for their implementation. Oh, I see what this is for. You remember when I was saying I hope there's going to be like a the ability to go in like go raid and destroy other people's bases like Clash of Clans. This is a direct response to that, I think. That's why he implemented the PvP aspect there. I think this is a direct response to that aspect, because that was kind of like a growing thing after. I'm not going to say that I made it a thing, but it was a growing topic. Yeah, we're considering adding the ability to cooperate and build with friends in the future, but there are no short-term plans for their implementation. We're primarily aiming for asynchronous light interaction. So you'll be able to, hey, there's some a note here that players that have already done this have already planted here for the new players. This boss might be hard, or you might need to level up more. There's a secret to the left. The Death Stranding and Dark Souls type things, right? Please tell us the core concept of the battle system. In the previous test, we're focused on balancing and strategy and action. This is an RPG, and combat is at the core of the game. Rather than a simple turn-based system or a quick, exhilarating action game, we're designing strategic, real-time battles. He's still harping on the strategic part. So I'm guessing what they mean is this is the baseline. What we're about to experience is the baseline of everything that you're going to be able to participate in the future. So it's probably going to get harder, or there's not just harder, but actually have some mechanics that you have to pay attention to. Increasing the action element creates an exhilarating feeling, but reduces the strategic element. Conversely, prioritizing strategy allows or slows down the tempo. So we're constantly making adjustments to strike that balance. As a long-term title, what kind of update plans do you have in mind? This is actually a really good question. Low light. In a PvE title, players consume content faster than development. So I think it's ideal to update content periodically. Playtime varies from player to player, and I hope players can enjoy each version in their own style. Of course, we're continuously accepting feedback and creating stable future plans. Arknights is also a long-term title, so we're taking that experience into account when formulating unique update plans. We want to deliver regular surprises. Ooh, that is something that I didn't. It's a Chinese or a Japanese translation, so I'm trying not to take words like this, like he's trying to plant something in people's head, but that's still a really good thing that's said here. Rua, some content development is nearing completion, and we're currently polishing it. We're preparing large-scale content like battles and maps. We hope to provide content at a pace that matches everyone's needs. The industrial system introduced a blueprint system, but does automation force players to use the best solution? Okay, that is another really good question. Low light. A good factory game has an ultimate goal, and players have the flexibility to find their own answer towards that goal. The game is designed so that players can reach the goal if they put in the time, so it's not like you can't complete the game unless you find the best solution. Huh? Players can reach the goal if they put in the time. So it's not like you can't complete the game unless you find the best solution. I think I understand. I believe many players are now able to complete the game on their own without relying on walkthroughs. In future versions, we'll continue to refine the industrial system and add new elements. People were worried about them leaving this behind. They're already thinking about how to improve it. Rua, there's nothing to worry about. You can create your own unique automated production line, and we're not mandated to do things a certain way. What philosophy does the development team hold dear? Lowlight. At Hypergriff, our goal is to create great games, and we work hard every day to create them. Developing a major 3D title is an unavoidable path. We've received some harsh criticism up until now, but we've taken it as useful. Even though we're a team with no experience in major 3D titles, we've finally made it to the brink of release. I believe we can deliver a better experience to the fans and players who have encouraged us. And I feel like we can take on more difficult games. I'm trying to think of how to say this to the person, but Rachel, we know that. We know that. That's kind of common sense. But at the same time, I understand the sentiment of wanting the game to force players to learn the systems. So simply saying, well, you don't have to use it isn't really a valid argument. It's if you create something easy, players will utilize that easy system to save time. So I understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, I understand the need to make things to make things easy for people to digest and give it a try. I understand both sides. So I say that to say this. We're not here to tell people how to play the game. But what a lot of us are hoping, the people who were against the blueprints, what a lot of us were hoping was that players would be encouraged to learn and continuously interact with it so that the developers don't feel as if this system is too much and dumb it down. It is just a call for them to expand upon the system and its complexities. That's it. It's not meant, the call for the lack of blueprints wasn't meant to sound, I'm being very careful with my words because I don't want people bitching about this, man. It wasn't a call to discourage players who use them. It was a call to continuously add more for those who want it. That's it. That's it. So there's no need to tell people, well, you don't have to use it. Because it's not, that's not valid. It doesn't add or take away from the conversation. It just tells people, well, don't use it then. Like that's not really a good argument. So Baki, I've been saying it just a little ruder. I've been saying it, just a little ruder. All right, so where was I? I was thinking I was trying to make sure I don't make the person feel like shit by the way I respond. So I'm being careful a little bit. All right, so much important. Okay. Encourage us to take on more difficult games. Rua. The design team also places the utmost importance on creation. We constantly examine our designs to see if they're truly interesting, and I believe players will want to find the systems and characters to be new and unique. There are a lot of anime style games, but are you also conscious of other works? Wait, what? You haven't touched RA fully yet, though. That's because I'm still trying to catch up on some fucking story that I'm so behind in. As much as I just want to play the game, I also want to know what the fuck is happening. Even though they are called anime style games, the game designs vary. Some are based on the concept of casually killing time. Okay, here we go. Are we about to get base low light here? Of casually killing time, while others are designed to let you experience something or to communicate ideas, and the concepts and targets are all different. Hypergryph has a large number of gamers. And while there are a ton of anime style games out there, we wanted to make a game like that. And there were voices from players saying they wanted something like that. So the developers and players' wishes matched and production progressed. Yeah, I think we got base. This is PR training at its finest. Or I'm assuming it's PR training at its finest. There are players out there who actually want a game to play. We're making a game that you can actually play. We're not trying to build something where you have to manage your time. We're building something with actual systems and things that you must learn in order to progress. We want to cater to those players. That is what I'm reading from this. So the developers and players' wishes matched and production progressed. It's just badly translated. It's a direct translation, so I'm kind of going based off of what it's saying verbatim, but this is how I'm perceiving what is said. That is me assuming that this is what he means by this. It isn't what he's actually saying. I don't know what he actually meant because this isn't a proper translation. Are there any plans to implement skins or costumes? Costumes are an important element of anime-style titles, but we don't have any plans to introduce them at this time. First of all, we want to create new maps and elements, and we may introduce costumes if they are suitable. Ooh, please tell us about the radio metal scar, which was announced during the live show on October 31st. It's a music radio station related to Hypergryph's virtual music brand, MSR. Since it's a radio station, it will deliver both advertisements and music. I'd like to increase the amount of music from this brand and develop various projects, such as music programs. I actually like the sound of this because a lot of us like the various different types of music that comes from in-house. So this is their chance to make this pop a lot more. This is crazy. Crazy. Please say a few words about beta test 2. I'm really nervous. I hope you enjoy playing. This is Lowlight's baby. I think the revisions have made it a lot better. Please give us your feedback. And that is it. That is the Japanese interview. And I already read these two. I went straight for the one that I didn't read because these two just pretty much sum up what a lot of what we already knew, with like a few exceptions. I'm trying to find the exception here. Another thing that's worth mentioning is how the factory also enhances the asynchronous multiplayer system. While fast travel is somewhat limited, we can install zipline towers to make traversal easier. Sometimes new zipline towers will pop up in the region on other players' own areas. I know what you're thinking, Death Stranding, right? That's pretty much it. Everything just ties together to make a truly living world that benefits and thrives on player agency. It's a game that invites you to play and engage with, offering numerous features and mechanics to support that experience. Yeah. This game is going to be very, very, very unique. There really wasn't that many content creators there.
며칠 전 상하이에 다녀온다고 공지를
41 minutes ago. 26 minutes ago. 1 minute ago. Vulcan is working while he's watching the stream. Yeah, I was making sure I understood what this said.
Hey, go to here. Today I'm very excited.
Re-uploading. Yeah, chat. This is looking really exciting. It's looking really exciting. Tell me what everyone thinks, man. Like, we sat here, we've looked at I think 4 videos. We've read through this interview. What do you guys think? I mean, you've already thought that. But little do you know, the real loser is you. Exquisite. The more I get to see, the more I start to like the lookout for this game. The future is bright with this one. I just hope my phone does not get cooked. But all is pretty great. All that means, damn. I need the game in my veins. You know, you're just injecting it, you know what I'm saying? Just in every vein that we have. Just letting them know that we excited, you know. Dude, the character models drenched in rain look so damn good. Saw a bunch on Twitter. Yeah. Maybe check Kyle's video. He uses the new 4-star. See, I'm avoiding the boss video. It says spoilers on there, so I'm scared. I want to experience it on my own. But yeah, man, we got some new information really freaking quick. We still have we still have 2.5 weeks left. Okay, I'll watch but the old boss has new mechanics, doesn't it? Yeah, see? Is that the only new mechanic is the walls? Because they already showed us that, and then I can watch. If that's the only thing that's new for that fight, I'll watch that last. But only that boss. Yeah, that's the only thing. I'm trusting you guys, because I know you guys want me to see it. So... I hate how YouTube does it. I'll click something and it just automatically defaults to something else. All right, so this is Kaio's video. Hold on. Oh, there's nothing new in this. Okay, we're just gonna do this. Yeah, he knew what to do there. He knew what to do there. Smart man. Oh, it's visually different too. Instead of the small circle on the enemy, they added an X so you know that you're targeting on that enemy. That's fire. Yeah. Oh, you can still attack him from behind it too. That's cheating. I'm noticing this is also a full low rarity team too. It's pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. Hello, rarity guide. All right, guys. I'm excited. I just have to wait just like you guys do. I'm jealous of every individual that got to go and play the new test a little early and record footage. Oh, that's so sick that people got to go, man. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But for now, I'm going to have to end the stream. It's 2 p.m. A lot of you guys said you also need to go to sleep, so I'm not going to hold you guys up. I appreciate you guys for coming through. And yeah, the hype is real, guys. The hype is real. We only got some weeks before Endfield finally drops with its beta test. And I hope you guys can come through and enjoy it with me. Even if you get in yourself, I hope you guys can come enjoy it with me so that we can celebrate together. Love you guys. You all have a wonderful day. Like the stream. Subscribe if you can't wait for new content. And yeah, I got some new stuff coming out. Hope to see you guys soon.